Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be virtualizing KaOS. KaOS is an independent Linux distribution which combines features from Gen 2 Arch Linux, all the package managers from Arch Linux, but it also has some init systems and core things from Fedora and Gentoo. But yeah, we'll talk about Xgens in a different video, which is a Gentoo installer, but today we're going to talk about KaOS. So we are booting KaOS in VirtualBox. So I'll be right back after logging into my TTY. So I'm gonna just make this bigger and fix my camera shooting. I don't know why it's acting up on me, but yeah, there we go. So anyways, we are gonna make it bigger. And I'm going to start X. And here we go. So I removed the SDDM and KDE Plasma and compiled DWM from source. And why did I do that? Well, because KaOS only has repositories for KDE Plasma and a few other non-KDE apps, which are just LibreOffice, Firefox, Vim, VLC, Audacity, and a couple other apps, but there are no other file managers. For some reason, there is another text editor, which is Vim. So the KaOS developers are obviously very stupid and don't know what Linux is. Like, Linux is about being able to do whatever you want with your computer, not let Linux decide what you want to do, honestly. KaOS is right to make a KDE OS because KaOS is intended for beginner users who don't plan on distro hopping much. So I do get why the repos are limited. It's mainly for beginners who are very basic and don't want to do a lot of distro hopping right away. Anyways, we're going to go into the simple terminal, which is what I call it. For some reason, oh, there we go. There we go. It glitched for a second. So anyways, I'm going to run screen fetch. So something that's interesting is that NeoFetch is not in the repos for KaOS, but ScreenFetch is. So here's my ScreenFetch. So yeah, the username is Kenny, not because I'm trying to impersonate Mental Outlaw, but because I was inspired by him to use the Kenny username on my computer, so I use Kenny. It's not to impersonate him, and Mental Outlaw, if you're watching this, I have no intentions of impersonation. I just named my accounts Kenny on Linux for fun, but I'm moving on. So anyways, you do have a limited selection of programs, so let's just open up Kate, which is a text editor for KDE Plasma. Let's Control Q. So we're going to go in to Octopi and see what packages are installed. Oh, let's just try this again. So I don't remember if I told you. I think I did, but KaOS has two package managers. So Pacman, its own version of Pacman from Arch Linux, will fork a Pacman from Arch Linux. They just call it Pacman. I like to call it fake Pacman, so I'm going to call it fake Pacman for the rest of the video, so bear with me. So this is the other package manager. It's actually a GUI software center. So there's so this is what's in the repos. So let's go to KDE Multimedia. So yeah, there's this stuff. There's also these. I don't know what to do here. Okay, so I'm still learning about Linux because I like this system and I want to become and I want to know more about my computer, so I'm using Linux. So I'm using Linux more often as much as I can and exploring free and open source software because I think free and open source software for its security and its openness is just better for a computer user in my opinion, at least. So we do not have any games installed. I removed Dolphin. Anyways, we're not going to waste any time here. Okay. It's just slow because it's a virtual machine. It's better on hardware, so yeah, we are going to open up Gwenview. You cannot install Shotwell because that's part of the GNOME desktop environment. However, you can still install Vim, but you can't install any terminal file managers. So yeah, here is Gwenview. So I'm gonna open up Firefox. Oh, sorry. So this is Mental Outlaws fork of DWM. So here's Firefox. So I'm just gonna Google something. So here is Firefox. So by the way, KaOS uses a fork of Conqueror or some KDE related web browser by default. I forget its name, but I did open it up before when it had KDE Plasma. So yeah, I'm gonna close it off. So we're gonna open up ST again and bring back screen fetch. So yeah, here's the screen fetch again. So I'm gonna open up something in Vim, which yeah, either they forgot to remove it from the repos or didn't care to remove it. Like honestly, I think it's pretty kind of stupid that KaOS does not have anything other than KDE software and a few non-KDE apps on its repos. I think it should have because the new user would probably want to explore different desktop environments on KaOS, even though it's intended for people coming from Microsoft Windows. So I do get it, but we shouldn't be trying to assimilate to Windows. We should it should be well, I do get their intentions. It's supposed to be a simple system for new users coming from Windows who don't want to distro hop right away. So I get the intentions. But if they want to learn about Linux, there should be repositories for OpenBox, i3. Well, OpenBox is better for those people, but there should be repos for OpenBox, XFCE, Cinnamon, GNOME, LXD, or some stuff like that. There should be repos for those things. I don't get why there are not. It's pretty stupid, so I'm gonna try to open LibreOffice, which I did not have a good time with it. Oh yeah, LibreOffice just won't fucking open. I tried last time. So we're gonna open something else. We're gonna open Ocular. So I did install VLC, and I'll open that right now. Which VLC, even though it's not KDE specific, can be installed. But RhythmBox, which is from GNOME, cannot. So yeah. Yeah, so I'm just gonna enter my Unix password. It's not the name of the system. I swear to God it's not. Anyways, let's do a Gwenview. So yeah, KaOS by default only runs KDE apps mostly. So if you want something that's not a KDE app, aside from the few I mentioned, like for example, if you want Steam, if you want Minecraft, or if you need a GNOME keyring, because Minecraft and some Steam games require the GNOME keyring, you're gonna have to compile that from source, which I think like basic packages for other DEs, a few other DEs like XFCE, GNOME, LXDE, and OpenBox, and maybe a few other window managers should be in the repos in case like these distro hoppers just want to these beginners who don't want to distro hop. Like KaOS is one of the few distros that is not intended for power users. It's intended for like beginners who don't plan on distro hopping much or at all. But if they want to learn about Linux, like there should be a few options for other DEs and packages from other DEs while keeping mostly just repos from KDE Plasma, because it is designed for like new users who specifically want a similar experience to Windows, which KDE has. So yeah, I do get the intentions, but I just don't get why their repos only have repositories for KDE Plasma. I think it's kind of stupid. Because, like, Windows has 1D and macOS has 1D. Like, I think they're trying to go the Windows approach, which for Linux, they just shouldn't be doing. Like, I don't hate KDE Plasma. I like KDE apps. I have a Kdenlive, which I occasionally use to edit videos. And I have a couple other KDE applications on my gaming laptop, which runs Manjaro with i3. But I do have a few other applications. I do rely on a few KDE apps on that system. So yeah, that's it. That's all for now. I'll see you later. Bye.